Hello everyone, good morning. Alright, to today's market review. So I'm not going to be taking too much time because in today's review it's going to be very snappy. The week is quite slow. Most pairs are just retracing or just ranging. So there isn't much to actually look out for. But if you check on my chart currently, there are certain pairs I've marked out. So that's basically the ones I'll just be reviewing, and there are about 5-6 of them, and then we'll be done with today's video. Alright, so let's go ahead. So our first pair is the Euro New Zealand dollar, and as you can currently see, it's bearish, greatly bearish on the weekly time frame. And although it looks like an inverse head and shoulder pattern. This is what I mean exactly. Looks like market is coming from here, giving me this vibe, and then to come back to something like here and then short. But once I see that it's still very much bearish, and why I also said it's bearish is because this place, I'm sure if you go down the lower time frame, there are others stacked up in this place. There will be a POI somewhere around here. There will be a POI somewhere around here that market could come back to react to before giving us that buy bias. Let me just go down the time frame. As you can see, like I rightly said, there's another block right there. This particular other block, market would come and use it for the buy. Right, it has not tapped into it yet. Yeah, it hasn't tapped into it yet. And like I also said, because it's looking like an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and if you know your chart patterns well, I'm going to create a video on it later on. But if you know your chart patterns well, market goes like the inverse head and shoulder is like this, comes down to pick a POI head and before bouncing up. So I think that's just that about that concerning this. I'll be on the lookout for this particular pair on when it gets to this place and gives me a CISD. Right. Change the state of delivery. So let me go to the next one quickly. Next one quickly that I also marked out that could, be quite interesting for the week. Like I said, the week seems quite slow. It seems quite slow. It started already, but it seems quite slow. So this is the card Swift France. And what do we have here? Not so much. It's bearish also. Quite bearish, although it hasn't broken any major structure to the lower side general on the overall structure. But on the weekly time frame, last week was bullish. We have a break of structure, body to body break of structure, also a week to body break of structure, right, on the bullish time frame. So we have that, and so when we have such a break of structure, market would seek to reprice, that is come back to this level and give us a buy. Like I just said, because it is bearish, I'm tilted towards looking for a sell more, right? So if market, let's see how this week goes actually. But on the weekly time frame, it looks like it's currently reversing, right, from the fair value gap. This particular one here, it's currently doing that. It could go up, take out this liquidity, come back to this particular DOL, draw liquidity, take it out, come to this particular other block. So this is what I'm saying. Now it could clear out this liquidity, then come back to take out this particular liquidity, feed into this other block, give us a change in state of delivery before coming back here. And as you can see, I have this place marked out. I'm trying to understand why. I said it's bearish, so it's understandable that I have that place marked out. I think it's on the daily time frame. There's another block right there on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, there should be another block right there, sitting right there, waiting on the daily time frame. Yeah, there is one. There's a fair value gap, which is just directly above certain stacked up liquidity. Right. About certain stacked up liquidity. So let's say market could actually go up this week, clear this liquidity before retracing, or like I said the other time, because already it's reacting from a fair value gap. So I'm not really going to be looking for a sell right now first. Then any sell, it has to come from this particular POI, and there's any buy, definitely it has to come from this particular POI. So I'm not looking to just jump into the trade now, because when you have two possible trends like this, it's wise to just wait and see exactly where market is going to. And one of the things that you've got to learn to do as a trader is to wait. You've got to learn to wait a lot, because market does not respect your bias in that sense, doesn't respect your opinion, it just does what it does. So you want to ensure that you are not just acting based off impulse and jumping here and there. Alright, the next pair on my list, which is the Euro Australian dollar. This pair is actually funny. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. But let me go first. So on the weekly time frame, definitely very much bearish. Very much bearish. Although it's looking like it's getting into a bullish other block right here. It's still ranging in it, but it's still bearish overall from the previous week's how the previous week closed, right? I mean, this is a break of structure right here, so market went into it and use this fair value gap to give us another bearish move. This is what I mean. This is this particular week. Right. So this particular week, last week ended bearish, broke structure, market came back into it, opened, and usually, alright, I forgot to mention from the beginning of the video that why I usually like to take my trades from Tuesday and not Monday directly is because usually Monday just shows you, the close of Monday shows you the eventual place market actually is intending to go to. What do I mean? I mean that when market opens on Monday, right, market opens on Monday 12 a.m. Market opens on Monday 12 a.m. thereabout, right, you see price go to a particular direction, usually tested and proven, right, market usually end up, if by Friday you can check the market. So this is how you back test. Alright, you should know what back testing is. This is also you back test. So by Monday, when market, let me assume Monday, or don't let me even assume, it's obvious. Today's Tuesday, market opened here, went up, and now it's currently going down. So usually when market opens on Monday, it usually ends up on Friday in the opposite direction it opens on Monday. Not 100%, because nothing is 100% on trading, right? But usually that happens. Or you could see that if the market opens on Monday, it goes eventually in the opposite direction of how it opened on Monday, right? So Monday is just the initial grab. You can call it the initial push, right? Just to probably take out some stacked up liquidity over the weekend, some other blocks over the weekend, and then go in its actual direction. And that's why you don't trade any conflation or any model you have in isolation, right? One thing you should pay attention is the overall market structure. Where is liquidity drawn to? Your DOLs. So currently, as you can see, for instance, let me say I was in this market before the market opened, right, and the market closed here. I saw a break of structure here, right. I definitely know that for when market is going to open, right, it's going to want to, is this where market is coming to. You get what I'm saying? That's the eventual place market is coming to, right? But it's definitely going to want to, give you a false move then before coming down here. And I would say this is the target, this liquidity, if not this one, this particular one at least is the target. And because this is a weekly time frame, we still have much time to get into this trade, right? So that's that about that. Just quickly, that's also how you back test. Go to other pairs you have and check it out. Does it actually work? Where if market opens on Monday, on Tuesday you find it going to the opposite direction of how it opened on Monday, and unless something major happens, it usually ends up that way. Get what I'm saying? And also respecting your overall market structure. Alright, so where was I on? So on the last week broke structure. This week looks like it's going to break structure and end it to this particular POI, or rather this particular DOL, right? And why do I have this place marked out as well? I have marked out because, as you can clearly see, this is a break of structure. This is another block on its own, where market already cleared the liquidity here, right? Where market already cleared the liquidity right here. So market already cleared that liquidity, and as you can see, it's currently in it. It's not giving any reversal currently, but I mean, it's still in the POI, it's in the other block POI. So let's see how it goes. And this stacked up liquidity that market has taken already. So I'm expecting something like this. Give me a change state of delivery. Give me a change state of delivery, and then it moves up. So when that happens, we can easily start buying the market. Right, let me go down the daily time frame so we see exactly what I'm talking about. As you can see right here, you clearly see right here, there's an order block right here, which is what I actually have marked out. And yeah, it's exactly what I have marked out. This is the liquidity taking already. So, and this is a protected level. But I mean, it's trading. It could do anything it wants to. So, market goes. Yeah, let me just see what happens right here. So right here, I'm expecting it to, I'm expecting it to give me something around this range, right? Give me something like this, and then boom. So that's exactly what I'm expecting. Alright, so I think that's that about that for the Euro Australian dollar. Just looking out for buys in this particular POI. So let's go down to the Euro USD, which is usually where I would have started from, but yeah. Alright, so on the Euro USD, what do I have? This pair has been moving funny, and it's not even looking like anything's gonna happen. Look at what has been going on for 4 weeks now, thereabout. That's just been ranging. That's not giving any. I've had this particular, I think if you check my previous videos, my weekly outlook, I've had this particular PO marked out for the longest. But has always been ranging in this, inside this candle. Just giving an inside candlestick pattern and all that. Which has been very, very frustrating. So the break structure here, it's supposed to come back down into this range at the very least, and then take out this particular liquidity here. I don't know why I marked this as and all that. Do you get what I'm saying? Take out that, and then before pushing or anything. But this nigga has just been ranging. Either is, just say you take a GBP on the Euro USD. I'm not really going down to the 4-hour time frame, because except for the Euro Australian dollar, which seems like it's already getting to a particular POI where I'm expecting a move. Let's just see what happens. And like I said, everything currently for the past 2 weeks or last week thereabout has been slow. I say it's just ranging. So what I've been expecting market to do is to head into this POI. I've had this marked out for 3 weeks now. Head into this particular POI and then give me a shot, right? That's exactly what I'm waiting for. But the Euro USD has been falling. Let me just do the GU as well, since I've done the EU. So because that has been ranging, let me see what's on the GU. GU is pretty much the same thing. I think GST has a clear-cut movement on its own, right? Last week ended bullish, even though it's closed inside the previous week, right? Closed inside the previous week. Yeah, that was something like that. I can't even remember this. Closed inside the previous week though, but ended bullish. Yeah, it ended bullish. Let me delete this guy. It ended bullish, so we are still very much bullish. Heading into this particular POI to give us a shot again. I'm still sure that this resistance level, right, will still hold another shot. I'm very sure. Although it's in a general range, well, I mean, you could still find our trade pretty much in it. Obviously, for every movement, you can definitely find your trades on the lower time frame. Just that for my buyers, I take my buyers from the higher time frame. So if I'm not seeing anything nice on the higher time frame, I don't bother going down to the 1 hour to the 15 minutes looking for a quick buy or sell, because if the higher time frame is not clear, The lower time frame move is just noise, and it could move in either direction. But if you have a clear cut direction from the higher time frame, right, you could easily know that okay, price is repricing, right, price is reversing, it's going on. For instance, because of the higher time frame, I think I have this on that particular video as well. You could go check it out on my, if not 2 weeks or last week, market review. From this break of structure, which is an internal break of structure, we have this actually break of structure here. This is liquidity. It is obvious that this is where the market wants to reverse from, and that is where it's currently repricing, or is where it's currently selling from, right? And yeah, this is on the daily time frame. And that's currently selling from. But I was expecting to fit more into it because I wouldn't be taking my trades on the daily. If you check the 4-hour time frame, if I placed my order there, I might be missing out on the trade. I don't think I took this actually. I didn't take it. That's how it marked out. I didn't take it because I didn't see any confirmation, even though it was clear that the entire place is a good point to take a trade from. Alright, so I think I know why I marked this out. This is just a 4-hour time frame because it's giving a bullish market movement, a bullish price movement. So we have this break of structure, came back, took out liquidity, break of structure, came back. So I'm expecting to come back here and give us another buy before at least it sells, because the overall sell target on the daily, is at the very least at this point. So on the GU we have a clear movement, at least a very more clear movement than on the EU. So when it gets here and it gives me change instead of delivery, right, I could easily take a buy. By the way, I made a video on my prop firm I made. You can go check that out actually. Prop firm I got rather, and see how it's going. Alright, so we have that. Let me check for the, I already checked for the Euro, New Zealand dollar. Let me check for the British New Zealand dollar, which is not looking like anything, although it's very, very much bearish as well. I'm not seeing it buying from any of these levels. I'm not seeing, at least until get to this point, I'm not seeing buying from any of those levels. It's very much bearish. I don't even know why I marked it out. Let me go to the weekly. As you can see from the weekly, this is also I used to explain in a particular video. So as you can see from the weekly, right, it's very much bearish. It's heading for this particular DOL. I'm sure it's going to come down into this, but before it gets into this, it might take a while. So let's go down to the daily time frame. It's acting from one resistance level, because I'm sure that's why I have this marked out here. So at least on the daily time frame is bearish down to this other block. I don't think it's going to react from here. I doubt it, because this other block is too strong. And it could, it's market, it's price movement. So if I want to take anything from here, broke structure, although it came back inside, I'll just mark this entire place out. Of marking this entire place out. If there's any, so it has even come back into it. Because that place obviously broke structure already. Broke structure already. It's another place to watch out for. That's that about that. The EUR JPY, the EJ. Let's check from the weekly time frame. It's funny I don't even have GJ. We'll check it out though. Bullish. Right. This acting funny. Like I said, this weeks has been funny. Look at this. What's this range? What's all this ranging? Give me a clear cut structure. As you can see, I've marked this place out for weeks now. Market has decided not to get into it. Let's go down the daily time frame. Alright. On the daily time frame, still no communication. There's no story yet. Until it breaks this structure, rather until it takes out this liquidity and then comes into this POI. There's still no story yet. Could be looking for buys here to counter trend. But still no story yet, still no major story yet. Break of structure, market comes back into this. I'm just careful of counter trending, do you get? Because if you counter trend now, market could just decide to go into the overall trend and then take you out. So one way to stay safe is to do this top-down analysis, which is what I do on my video weekly. I'm not checking out any of these guys out. So guys said I'll check this one out. GG. There's no story on the daily. I'm just gonna fly. There is really okay. It's looking like there's something actually. I remember this trade. Funny thing. Alright, so it's looking like there's something. Let's have a clean diagram. It's another block here. Market is looking like it's heading down into it, but it also looks like it's reversing from the FEG. The point is that there are several POIs that market could use, so you don't want to get stopped out because you were too fast. You don't want, it's better to even miss out on trade. There are definitely more trades to get, but you don't want to get stopped out because before anything, ensure you protect your capital, right? And even though yes, you're taking risks, at the very least take it wisely and take it, with a clear-cut bias. Don't just be impulsive and think that you can decide for price or you can decide for the market. No, let market talk to you, let it speak to you. This is what I'm about to do, and then you follow through. Not that you're saying, oh, it must get to this to react from here. We told it to react from there. It should, right? But let it. That's why we also wait for confirmations. Okay, is that where you're about to go to now? The DXY, the dollar index, right? Why am I checking this guy? I just want to see where the USD is going this week. Let's just see how the USD is doing this week. Been bearish for a while now. Although it gives you some strong buys and then everybody eats. Alright, so on the weekly, you can see a range also, but on the weekly it looks market previously closed bearish but inside. So let me see. Closed bearish inside. We'll come out and take this DOL first before going back to take this one. Since today is Tuesday already, Monday has given its false move down here. Come out, take this one. I don't think it will get to this point. Take our down one before come back into this other block and then going up again. So could do that. And to the big boys on the list, I missed a trade on BTC. I'll show you guys now. Big boys on the list. Why do I have this place marked out? Let me just go down. So last week ended bearish, broke structure. This week is already feeding into the other block, and I'm still very much bearish on gold, even though it will be doing some things for me. I'm very bearish on gold. So break of structure, came back here. Could use this place as liquidity and come back here or take from here as well. Bearish. It's gonna be strongly bullish, although, but don't forget it's probably coming into a bearish other block somewhere. Let's go down the file. Alright, so as you can see, there's been bearish, so it's coming back up now. You gotta be very careful, because I mean it's gold, and if you see any fair value gap, just know that that's a very strong point for gold, because gold basically reacts from the fair value gap. So if gold is bearish, the silver as well is bearish. Let's go to the BTC. Yeah, this is what the order I missed on BTC. Painful, man. Could still come back in some years, or I said some years, some days, but I mean, and if BTC is coming back now, I'm never expecting to pick from that point. Because I said I should have used this place as my POI, but now it didn't even react on the fair value gap safe. So for the BTC, very much bullish, at least up to this point. It is up to this point. I'm going to go to the weekly time frame now to check it out. If I know it's bullish to a particular point, then we can start having our sales right again. Exactly. Oh, it's even already getting there safe. Because the viral thing is actually bearish. It's been bearish for a while now. It's bearish for a while, but then it's going up back. Probably clear out this liquidity to come to, because it's heading back into this fair value gap, which I'm sure we still hold a bearish, we still hold a very high bearish bias. It could come out to take this guy, but if you're looking to take this trade, once it gets to this point, start taking profit. Alright, just start taking your profit, which was where I would have bought some. I wanted to buy to this particular high, and that's why I have this place marked out. As you can see, market missed me, or I missed the market. Alright, so I think that's about that for this particular video. Obviously you know the voice you're listening to already. Seyi got it. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, turn on your notification, and stay blessed. See you in my next video.